Tonight, before you sleep, you will probably do something so normal that you barely notice it. You close a door. Maybe you lock it. Maybe your phone is charging beside your bed. There is a roof above you, walls around you, other people nearby. If you hear something strange outside, you can turn on a light and look. Now take all of it away. No door, no house, no bed, no street lights. You are standing in open grassland 100,000 years ago. The sun has disappeared. You can hear insects, wind, something moving far away. And in a few hours your body will demand sleep. You cannot stay awake forever. But the dark is full of animals that can see better than you, smell better than you, and kill you faster than you can run. So how did ancient humans sleep without being eaten? The answer is not that they were tougher than us. They were not. A human alone at night was weak. No claws, no fangs, no armor, bad night vision. And compared to the predators around them, humans were slow. For millions of years, our ancestors did not live at the top of the food chain. Sometimes they were food. Sleep made that problem worse, because sleeping is the most vulnerable thing an animal can do. When you sleep, you stop watching. You stop moving. You stop noticing the small sounds that tell you something is close. You become still. And in a world filled with predators, being still is a terrible idea. Imagine choosing where to sleep. Near water sounds smart, until you remember that every thirsty animal comes there too. Tall grass can hide you, until you remember it can hide something from you. A cave can block the wind and rain, until you remember that caves are also good places for predators to hide. There was no perfect place. There were only places that were less dangerous than others, and choosing the wrong one could kill you. So ancient humans had to learn the landscape in a way modern people almost never do. They needed to know where animal tracks appeared, which valley carried sound, which path predators used, where the wind blew, where you could see danger coming before it saw you. That knowledge was not written in a book. It lived in people. One person saw something. Another remembered it. An older person warned a younger person. Do not sleep there. Do not go near that river after dark. Stay close. Those tiny warnings may have been more valuable than a weapon, because one human could make a mistake, but a group could remember it forever. Then humans found something that changed the night. Fire. At Wonderwork Cave in South Africa, researchers found evidence of burning deep inside the cave in layers around 1 million years old. That does not mean every early human had a lighter in their pocket. Far from it. Using fire was difficult, keeping it alive was difficult, and making fire from nothing came much later. But once a group had fire, night was no longer exactly the same. For almost every animal, sunset makes the world more dangerous. For humans, fire made some of the darkness usable. It gave light to eyes that were bad at seeing in the dark. It gave warmth to bodies with little fur. It gave people time after sunset. And it changed what a predator saw when it looked toward a human camp. Not one silent animal lying in the grass. A bright, noisy, moving group, smoke, crackling wood, faces turning toward every sound. A fire was not a magic shield. Predators could still come close. People could still get hurt. But fire made surprise harder. And surprise is what an ambush hunter needs. A human camp was not quiet either. Someone coughing, a child waking up, wood snapping in the fire, people whispering, someone shifting in their sleep. To a predator, that is not an easy meal. That is a complicated target. But fire still was not the real secret. Here is the part that surprised researchers. Ancient humans may not have needed a formal guard. They may have created a guard simply by sleeping differently. In 2017, researchers studied sleep in Hadza hunter-gatherer camps in Tanzania. They tracked people over 20 nights. The entire group was recorded as asleep at the same time for only 18 minutes in total. 18 minutes, across 20 days. For almost the entire night, someone was awake, moving, or lightly sleeping. Not because one person had been ordered to stand guard, because people naturally sleep at different times. Younger adults often stay awake later. Older adults often wake earlier. Children wake up, someone gets cold, someone needs to feed the fire, someone hears a sound and sits up. Without planning it, the group becomes a living alarm system. Picture the camp. A child wakes and starts crying. A parent moves. A younger person is still sitting near the fading fire. An older person wakes before sunrise and listens to the world become quiet. Someone pushes another stick into the coals. Then a shadow moves outside the firelight. One person notices. And suddenly, the group is no longer helpless. That is the power of sleeping together. A lion does not need a lock because it has teeth. A porcupine does not need a night watch because it has quills. Humans had neither. So we built safety outside our bodies. A fire, a camp, shared memory, shared fear, and other people. This is why sleeping alone in the Stone Age was probably one of the worst things you could do. It was not just lonely, it was dangerous. A group could hear more, see more, keep children safer, carry an injured person, keep the fire alive, warn each other, and teach the next generation what had killed people before. That last part may have been our most powerful weapon. Other animals can learn. But humans can pass lessons forward. Someone could survive an attack and say, that animal hunts near the water after dark. Someone could lose a friend and say, never sleep there again. That information could become a rule. The rule could become a story. And the story could keep alive people who had not even been born yet. That is something no predator can do. A predator can be faster, stronger, better at seeing in the dark. But it cannot tell its grandchildren exactly how another animal defeated it. Humans could. And over thousands of generations, those small lessons became bigger protections, better shelters, animal hides, raised sleeping places, more controlled fires, then dogs, then villages, then walls, then doors, then locks, then electric lights. Every new layer made the night less powerful, but it also made us forget how impossible sleep once was. Today you can sleep alone in a room and call it normal. You might even get annoyed by a tiny sound outside. But for most of human history, silence at night could be terrifying. Silence could mean the fire had gone out. Silence could mean the group was too far away. Silence could mean nobody would hear you if something came close. And maybe that is why darkness can still feel strange. Maybe that feeling when you are alone in a dark room, when every small sound suddenly feels important, is not childish. It is old, very old. Your body remembers that darkness once meant uncertainty, that sleep once meant trust. Not trust in a lock, not trust in a security camera, trust in the people around you. So tonight, when you pull your blanket up and close your door, remember what that room really is. Your walls are a newer version of branches and hides. Your lock is a newer version of sleeping close to people you trust. Your lamp is a newer version of a campfire. And the quiet, safe night you take for granted was built over thousands of years by humans who learned one brutal lesson. Alone, we were easy to kill. Together, we could make the darkness hesitate.